Hey guys, gals, and NBs. I have a video today of the Earthquaker device's pyramids, and I've used pyramids before in actual songs, but I've never made a video by itself, just with what it can do. And first off, I haven't really featured a lot of Earthquaker things on my channel. I'm a fan of the company, but most of the pedals I don't generally like because they're usually mono. I do like Plumes. Plumes is pretty cool. Avalanche Run while stereo isn't my favorite thing, but oddly enough, my favorite flanger is Pyramids, and it happens to be Earthquaker devices. And yeah, it sounds fantastic. We're going to go over some things on it. We're going to use a few different synths. But as flangers go, again, my favorite because it's just so versatile. So, I mean, I guess we can just get started and you can hear for yourself. This did the best in the poll of the pedals that I had up in the poll of what you want to see next in a video. And yeah, it did significantly better. I was surprised a flanger was going to do well, but yeah, most people don't like flangers. The deco aside, a lot of people like the deco, me included, but yeah. Yeah, so I have the Nymphes here with a little cool patch here. And it's very, it uses a lot of resonance. So it kind of has a growly filter, and it sounds great. But we can make it sound better, obviously, with a modulation effect in front of it. Usually my go-to modulation effect is chorus, but flanger sounds cool too. We're going to use the classic setting first. This is going mono in, stereo out into the dig, stereo out of the dig into the recording interface. And yeah, so the dig is off, so here's just the pyramids. And that is awesome. That is using positive feedback. So which one of the things that makes pyramids really, really unique is it has negative and positive feedback. So let's hear that with, we'll sweep. All right, one thing I'm going to throw out is you got to be very careful with the mix on this. This thing can get incredibly loud. Mix acts as a wet volume control. It's not like a mix. It's not like if you turn it all the way to the right that you get full mix and then it would turn into a vibrato. No, it's just the wet volume. I'm not going to turn it up now because it's going to overload the mixer. But yeah, so this is about where I keep it. Just be aware of that. So yeah, classic sounds awesome, especially in stereo. And one of the cool things we can do with that, if we go to no feedback, we can get a nice chorus effect out of this. So let's do that. And modify in this setting is like a tone control. So let's go back to the feedback. So pretty cool. Modify does something different in every setting, but yeah. All right, so that sounds absolutely awesome. Let's go to through zero. Through zero is what the deco can do. It's at some point you're going to get phase cancellation. It's a little different on this one, but it sounds pretty cool. And modified sets the time of the lag, I believe. All right, then we're going to go to barber pull up. Barber pull up is cool. It's like a shepherd tone. We have barber pull up and barber pull down. I'm going to turn this like about this, and we're going to turn up the rate because you really need to hear this. Let's turn up the width again. And I think modify is a tone control again. It's like a low pass filter here. And high pass there, yes. So with barber pull up, you're going to get the shepherd tone going up. And then listen carefully and you'll hear it going down. And then with trigger, with modify acts as an envelope control, and when every time it hears something, it'll start it'll reset the phase. There we go. Down. This is the least sensitive, I believe. So, and then you can also manually trigger it. It basically resets the LFO. And then we have trigger down. And then we have a step mode, which is like a sequence mode. You can't really change the sequence. Well, you can't change the sequence. You also have tap tempo with the divisions controlled here. This also controls how far the rate control goes. I keep it in normal. Slow has an extremely long sweep. And then we have random. Alright, so yeah, really cool, a lot of unique features, but let's go to the sounds that I really like from it. So I generally keep it in the barber pull mode, the 3-0, or the classic, and those are what I think sounds the best. Let's go with the classic again. Let's get a good tone going. Slow it down. Let's hear the very slow rate on that. Barely moves. Actually, I think if you turn it all the way down, you disconnect the LFO. Yeah, and then you can use the manual control. So like a wah pedal almost. And that's one of my gripes is the expression input on this. The expression input only controls the manual, so you can't set it to control one of the other knobs, which would be cooler in my opinion. But yeah, so. Anyway, let's go back to normal. Let's make it nice and slow, but not too slow. And now let's add a stereo ping pong delay to it with no modulation on it. And this is going to just sound so awesome. Let's give it a little more on the feedback for repeats. Listen to the 3-0 again on that. Barber pull. All right, so I got out the Behringer K2, and this is a clone of the MS-20, and as far as I know, that the original creator of the MS-20 worked on this thing. It sounds phenomenal. It sounds, as far as I remember, very close to the MS-20 Mini I used to have, and it sounds even close to a classic MS-20 I've borrowed a long time ago. The build quality, I will say, of this unit is better than the MS-20 Mini that they're selling now still. My MS-20 Mini had a lot of wobbly knobs, and it definitely had some weird jank to the power on it. It would sometimes cut off. Yeah, but this sounds absolutely fantastic. And the build quality is pretty decent too, especially for a Behringer synth of this cost. But yeah, let's listen to that filter on this thing. That's what makes this famous, is that filter. And it sounds absolutely fantastic with a flanger, so let's listen to that. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Let's do it with the barber pole. This actually triggers the trigger mode a lot better. Forgot where the sweet spot. Maybe not. Yeah, the trigger is just a little weird on this thing. I know it's going. It's better with a percussive sound, but yeah. Either way, let's go back to the classic mode. That just sounds so cool. All right, and let's add some delay to that. We'll go to the barber pole. Let's get this. Sounds so good. Let's just hear it again without the delay. But then with that delay, you get into just this otherworldly sound. right. Yeah, that is just amazing. I think this does so well with polysynths, monosynths, anything with a lot of aggressive noise to it. It does well because of the characteristics between how you almost get comb filtering effects going on with a flanging sound. I like flanger personally more than I like phasers. I mean, phasers have their place. Obviously, if you're going to use a string machine, I would recommend a phaser instead of a flanger. I mean, then again, flanger sounds good with string machines too. But damn, with the monosynth here, especially the MS-20, something with so much grit and bite to that filter, it's just amazing. Yeah. Or I should say the K2. Yeah. That's just amazing. All right, yeah. I mean, I had to show that off just with how good that sounds. It's just amazing. Again, yeah, I don't know why I haven't demoed this before. It's just, it's good fun, especially if you need a modulation effect. It's interesting because you really don't hear a flanging too much on a lot of ambient sounds, but I think it can do it. I think it can do it pretty well. Flanging is especially good on drums. I'll have to try this again in another video if you guys want to hear it on drums. This video is already getting pretty long as it is, but I can do a separate video where I do this on drums. I already did a video with the deco on drums, and obviously that sounds great. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe.